After the amazing event that was Marvel's Blood Hunt, Spider-Man became a vampire. I thought to myself to let the writers of the Miles Morales Spider-Man comic cook, and they've been cooking. So, it's time for us to play catch up. Get comfortable, and let me entertain you, because our story starts off with the girl, the granddaughter of the Vulture. You see, don't get it twisted. This is a Spider-Man story because she and Miles are in a relationship as we speak. Regardless of that though, dating an enemy's daughter or granddaughter always turns out the same. But I digress. Let's talk about Spider-Man himself. Because right now, the streets of New York are being terrorized by a stupid demigod. I call him stupid because he is actually very stupid. What the hell are you doing in New York City? Yeah, you're a demigod, son of Zeus or cousin of Hercules or whatever. But still, this is New York City. He tried to hold his own against Spider-Man, but this version of Spider-Man was one he did not expect because this one was a vampire and his power and his rage is unchecked and super lethal. Even the punch thrown at a demigod who's supposedly supposed to be stronger than the average human was felt all over the city. He caved in the pavement. Even the cops were like, bruh, chill. Now, don't get me wrong, Miles was not Peter Parker. Peter Parker would have probably gone home and chilled a bit, but Miles was more cautious. He called ahead, called Doc Samson just to let him know what's been going on with him, what's different, his abilities and all that. Now, Doc Samson was a smart man. He knew, yeah, maybe the vampire strain and your powers don't mix well. So he called the other doctor, Dr. Kwan, and he let her know, I'm going to need you on the field. Because honestly, shit was about to get wicked. You see, Miles was all over the city. Every single criminal he came across almost died. Even this guys that were robbing this lady, he came in with such force, he almost cracked the brother's spine. Even the lady being mugged was like, bruh, I know they tried to rob me, but don't kill them, alright? This was starting to affect Miles, honestly, because he didn't like feeling like this. Especially because he had to go see his shorty. But you see, his shorty was about to receive an uninvited guest. Now, Sparrow ain't no damsel in distress. She could protect herself. Matter of fact, she had a piece she could call on when she needed it. But this uninvited guest was her grandfather. Now, for those of you who don't know, she don't fuck with him. Really, like she don't fuck with him for real. He didn't like that, of course, because she was his precious granddaughter. He wanted to touch her and explain, but she said, don't touch me. And instantly, like any freaking stupid psychopath would do, started blaming Spider-Man. Spider-Man wasn't even here, but he said, yeah, he's turning you against me. I'ma handle him. She was like, handle him? He said, yes, I'm going to kill him. Instantly, she pulled out her weapon like, no, you ain't. He said, oh, you're bold. Go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. You know I could never hurt you, but I'm going to kill him one way or another. He must have not heard the news because in the corner, Spider-Man was watching and he heard that. He came in with force like a bullet. Even Shorty was like, Jesus Christ, what the hell? He said, stay back, I'll handle this. The Vulture was there. The Vulture was vicious and he started to fight Spider-Man. But like I said, this ain't no cool, calm-headed Spider-Man. He gave him the craziest headbutt supercharged with his electro powers. He almost killed him just from that alone. Sadly, this was a combo play because he spiked him straight through the ground. He was glowing with energy. The Vulture, in essence, stood no chance. Spider-Man was supreme. He thought this shit was easy. Matter of fact, he called the Vulture out. He said, come get some. Come get this work. And the Vulture obliged, forgetting the fact that this new version of Spider-Man could actually call on a lightning saber. He could physically use a lightsaber, bruh. It was over very quickly. The only person that saved his sorry existence was his granddaughter. Spider-Man, can you please stop beating this old man? That alone must have woken Miles up because he was like, whoa, what am I doing? Jesus Christ. But before he could even apologize, the Vulture cracked his shock grenade and he escaped. But he didn't count on the fact that Spider-Man could literally smell his blood. He was a vampire now. He was about to give chase before his ghost said, hey, chill. What the fuck is up with you, bruh? You acting real vicious today. Are you good? He said, I'm good. She said, chill, nigga. Are you good? Tell me. He wanted to, but before he could, Miss Misty called and she said, yeah, Spider-Man, you need to come in. You know, you're a vampire now. And honestly, that was the first second his girlfriend heard this. You're a what? Chill. Let me get my suit so we could pull out together. She changed and they set off. meeting her in an abandoned warehouse where she stood with the doctor. You see, they have found someone who could help Spider-Man, a specialist, so to speak. This specialist was going to help him solve this vampire issue because he faced the issue himself. To his surprise, in the corner of the room, absent from any sound, was the king himself, or rather, the banished king of Wakanda. To know more about that, go read Black Panther, because I'm not a fan of that story at all. The vulture, however, still wanted to smoke. You beat my ass in front of my granddaughter. I'm coming for you, Spider Buddy. And this time, on everything I love, I will not be prey. I will be the predator. Spider-Man, however, didn't give a damn about the vulture. He was standing before a king. And this king, as most of you will recall, is now a vampire. Or rather, he was. I'm a bit messed up on that at the moment, but still, he had a solution. He saw Spider-Man's charts and realized the problem. Your energy is a good deterrent against the vampire plague in your body, but when you discharge it, you have no protection. The vampire plague runs rampant. Spider-Man was a trusting guy. He trusted everyone in this room, to be honest, but still, he didn't think it was that serious. So Chitala said, "Alright, show me you could control yourself." He cut himself. And honestly, it did not take even a second for Miles to lose his fucking mind. He went in for the bite. He was trying to take this blood. He was begging T'Challa to cover up or rather fight back or hide. But T'Challa stood his ground because he was the Black Panther. The fuck you mean? Now let's not downplay Spider-Man like he isn't him. He is, most definitely. Matter of fact, he pinned T'Challa to the ground. It was because of this T'Challa actually got serious and said, this experiment is over. Knocking him out clean of his rage. When he stood up, he was like, bruh, you hit me too hard. But T'Challa wasn't just here to beat him down. You see, he brought a gift. Like Tony Stark, he gifted Spider-Man an armor. But this armor was slick. It was better. It was Vibranium. This shit was cool. It was slick. It was sparkly. And most of all, it allowed him to use his energy to the full extent. No boundaries, no limits, just pure electrical charges. Spider-Man was ready for war. And honestly, he was going to get it because the vulture was out and he was tracking him down, or rather, tracking his granddaughter's suit. Seeing as he made it for her, it was going to be easy. Spiral was his baby girl, but now she's being influenced by Spider-Man, who for some reason was playing with his vibranium webbing. T'Challa told him, focus, I need you to punch me, use your charge, use your energy, and he did. He felt amazing. He felt like he could do this all freaking day. This was an upgrade, but his girl, as impressive as this was not a solution, to her at least. My boyfriend is a vampire. How can we fix him? T'Challa said he can be fixed, of course, but it can't be done here. Realistically, we need to go somewhere special. She was curious, go somewhere where? And he was about to say it, but then Spider-Man told him, wait. His spider sense was sharp, maybe due to his vampire senses, but he could feel it, he could see it. Danger was coming. The vulture was coming. And as he busted through the wall, pure metallic wall, Spider-Man could tell, yeah, he's different. He's here for vengeance. He was embarrassed as I beat him down in front of his precious granddaughter. He wants to kill me. This was a room filled with heroes at the moment. Any one of them could take him down, maybe not the doctor. But Spider-Man said, nah, leave him for me. We haven't finished business. And T'Challa let him be. Let's see what you could do, Spider-Man. He said, all right, let me cook. And we get one of the craziest panels in comic book history because it's supposed to pay homage to manga. I'm not going to say where it came from. I'm just going to allow you guys to sit on it because you know where it came from. Don't worry. Stick around for part 2 or 3. This is going to be fun.